This is the SIG P365 Minimalist holster by Mission First Tactical. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, thanks for watching Peace, Love, and Guns. Today we have a very special treat for you. This is of course the SIG P365 Minimalist holster by Mission First Tactical. And let's go ahead and take a look at it. I've been Appendix carrying this rig for a little over a month now maybe. And it's actually my first foray into the Appendix carry world. And it's been a learning experience for sure. First thing right off the bat, this is not a full coverage holster. You'll notice that the top of the slide is exposed there, and that's a little bit weird. One critique that I feel like might be necessary on this product just right off the bat is it's not super noticeable maybe if you're just like picking this up that top portion is not covered. Like nowhere on the packaging does it show that obviously, but perhaps if you study this part of the diagram here you would see that. But so that might bother some people that that's not fully covered. It is kind of neat because you can press check your gun, but you could do that before you put it in the holster. Another really important caveat to this holster is it doesn't maintain its shape once you've drawn the weapon. You can see that it has a lot of flexibility to it. So this is more like those trigger style holsters that you can Mexican carry your pistol with and then have the paracord loop around the belt and it comes up with it when you draw. It's more like that kind of style of holster, kind of a hybrid between the two. It just kind of snaps in like that. But under no circumstance should you insert this into your pants and try and reholster it like this, because it will do this. So a criticism on this is they are not super forward with that. You have to read the instructions to know that you should not be trying to reholster this when it's in your drawers, so to speak. So again, this does not hold its shape. So it's important that you snap this on and then you put it in the pantalones. And it goes in just like that. It wears pretty comfortably most of the time. I do find that this little nubbin right here is kind of a pressure point. You notice this all the time. So I find myself throughout the day when I'm sitting in desk at work, you know, this is covered by the shirt. I find myself kind of rocking this to kind of get this to sit so that it's not A, sticking into my gut, or B, pushing into my thigh or pubic region with that little pressure point. So if the design were a little bit better, this would be flush with that gun and then rounded throughout this radius on the front. It does have this little hook right here so that it can hook on the inside of the jeans, inside the belt, or just under the belt, and so that the holster doesn't come up with it when you draw with the holster. So, and oops, I guess need to make sure that it's hooked on. So make sure that it hooks over the belt, latches on, and then when you draw, it doesn't come with it. You can see that that hook is holding on to the belt in the jeans right there. The fact that this does not cover the top of the slide, you'll notice that there is some pretty significant, or I should say not insignificant, wear on the top. This is from, you can see like a brass line there, and this just kind of blackishness. That's from actually rubbing on the inside of the button on the jeans, because it frequently does that. So this will wear the finish out on your gun, pretty much like any Kydex holster is going to. You're going to have little high spots on the gun kind of get polished down, and then places where the finish wears through completely. This is a little bit different in that since the slide is exposed, if you've got anything else such as a button or the inside of rivets on, if you've got these kind of rivets on your belt loops or whatnot, that stuff, if it's on the opposite side of the jeans making contact with the gun, it of course can rub on it. So since this is the holster specific to the P365, it's worth noting how the P365 interacts with the holster and being concealed carry in the Appendix manner. This is more has to do with the P365 itself. P365, it's a beautiful gun. It's my favorite for carry, and I've carried it in a couple different manners now. But there are a couple places where it doesn't exactly have the smoothest of lines. These little bits on the lower part of the gun, behind the slide, there's a corner there that's kind of sharp, and then the back of the sights are quite sharp. They've released the P365 SAS, which smooths everything out, gets rid of the sights and yada yada. But it'd be nice if this model had smoother edges, so it didn't have this sharp corner right there, and then of course this really sharp rear sight. So that can kind of wear on you. I think I might take a fine file and just barely break that edge so that that doesn't get me. I do not notice the front sight, even though that is pretty sharp and could, scratch scratch your skin pretty easily. The design of this holster and just the way the pistol sits, it doesn't ever contact me anywhere that gets scratched. There is some adjustment to the pocket clip. You have two screws that are Phillips head screws. There's a rubber washer between them and the rest of the holster. You have to crank those down pretty tightly so that this doesn't weeble wobble back and forth. And even then it still weeble wobbles a little bit. That said, and I will show it this way, you can see that you can adjust this claw so that it sits properly and so that it grabs the jeans properly, but it doesn't stay put. Even so, it works pretty well, and I was kind of apprehensive to go to Appendix carry in the first place. And even with this holster's intricacies and things that I don't particularly care about on it, I still rather like carrying this Appendix carry. So not my favorite holster, but it's working for me, and it makes me excited to try out actually really nice Appendix carry holster options. So if you want me to review an Appendix carry holster option, let me know, because I'm in the market to get some hands-on with some good quality Kydex manufacturers. Fun stuff. But yeah, so that is the Minimalist holster by Mission First Tactical for the SIG P365 for, I think it was $25 at Gander Outdoors. Not too bad as a first introduction to Appendix carry. It's definitely made me more excited to try out better Appendix carry style of holsters. I know that Mission First has another one that's not a whole lot more expensive, that is a full wraparound holster design, that you can actually reholster the gun without actually having to take the holster out of your pants. That is a really important factor about this one that I think is worthy of mentioning again. This gun goes into the holster like so, and then it gets put into your pants. You do not holster the gun into the holster while it's still in your pants. Otherwise, you're going to shoot your dinghy off. We don't want you to shoot your dinghy off. The holster is tuckable. It actually kind of surprised me that it worked as well as it did. But say I'm tucking my shirt in, I'm not going to go too crazy with it or whatnot. So we want to tuck in the gun so you can pull the pantalones out just a little bit. You can tuck the clip. It separates from the rest of the holster a little bit. You can tuck behind that clip in front of the gun, and I may not be doing a great job on camera right now. I don't have a mirror to look and see how this looks, but it is reasonably concealed. You just have this little clip sticking out, and if one of your coworkers asks you what that clip is, you can tell them it's for your insulin pump or something like that, or you can tell them to buzz off, because it's none of their business what's in your pants. And that goes for a lot of different things nowadays. So none of their business what's in your pantalones. But yeah, and we can still get at the weapon pretty readily. So
go ahead and reholster it.
Go ahead and reholster it. This is the reholstering process, guys. So we flip up the little tab right there, and we pull it out. So if you're a gun gamer in that you like to do IDPA or IPSC or anything like that, where you're actually drawing from concealment, I'm not sure how much they would like these holsters. Sometimes they're really particular on the types of things that you can use. I think that that's part of the reason why we get some unique holster designs where people just really don't like them. It's because kind of the industry gravitates towards certain holster designs because of how competitions are set up or because of how law enforcement carries or whatnot. But I doubt that IDPA would probably like this holster because you're going to have to remove the holster from your pants. RSO is going to have to see you clip this on, so it's going to kind of be a weird thing. So that might be something you consider if you're actually a gun gamer, competition shooter, and you plan on carrying this. So you might consider something else. But for $25 or $35, not too bad of a little system there. So maybe we should do some shooting with it. So here we go, SIG P365 and the Mission First Tactical Minimalist holster. We're gonna gas this baby up. We got one in the pipe. Let's go ahead and put this thing in the holster per the instruction manual so I don't shoot my dinghy off. And we're gonna put it in the pantalones, making sure not to point it at anything that I don't wanna lose. And make sure the clip is clipped on the belt there. And here we go. P365, Mission First Tactical holster, and the ActFire electronic earmuffs. Ready?
All right, go ahead, shoot.
I never claimed to be a good shot, guys. We're gonna gas her up again. Got one in the pipe. Snap it back on. And let's put it in the trousers, making sure not to point it at anything we don't want to lose forever. All right, here we go. SIG P365 Minimalist holster from Mission First Tactical. Appendix carry rig.
Go ahead, shoot.
I was a little bit more on than I was last time. I still suck. So, so this is dirty Monarch steel case, Briddon primed, lacquered, crappy 9mm FMJ. So it is what it is. And the SIG P365 is dirty and not wet with lube, and it's running it just fine. So that's pretty good. I imagine we'll see a malfunction soon. All right, here we go. One more time. Everybody's eared up. All right. I'm not wearing iPro. You need to be wearing iPro. Just got LASIK'd up and I'm gonna go and shoot my eye out. Ready?
Go ahead, shoot.
Yeehaw! I can't see anything. All right, so well, that's a short little video on the Mission First Tactical Minimalist holster for the P365. Don't judge me on my shooting. Admittedly, I kind of suck. So there's that. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, share, all of those wonderful things. Comment down in the doobly-doo below. And, you know, be good to each other.